Hi there, and welcome to day 4 of Yoga with Linda Lou from Corporate Calm Yoga. Excited to have you. Thanks for just showing up for yourself, for your body, for your mental health. All of these things are going to help you to make you have a better and more productive day. So today we're going to talk about twist. Twist help with cleansing the body. They cleanse our different organs. Kind of if you have problems with constipation or even blood flow, twist will help you with all those things. So it may also help restore the range of motion in our spine as well. Today we are going to start with something called Nadi Shodhana, which is a breathing technique in yoga that we use to kind of cleanse the body. So any of these breathing techniques are really designed to help get you not thinking about the outside world and just get you internally thinking about what's going on right now. So what I'd like you to do is take your hand, take your thumb and your ring finger to put it over your left nostril, and your thumb will go over your right nostril. But this is called alternate nostril breathing. So what I want you to do is take your 2 middle fingers and place them on your thumb. You can also place them on the middle of your forehead, which is called your third eye. And first start with pressing in on the thumb. So press in one nostril with your thumb as you breathe in deeply with your left nostril. And then cover your left nostril with your ring finger and breathe out through the other side. And I'd like you to try that again. Now breathe in through your right side. Hold for just a second and then breathe out with your left side. Try that again, breathing in deeply. With your left side and breathing out on your right side. And just do that 2 or 3 more times, kind of each time just trying to breathe in just a little bit deeper than you did the time before. Breathe in through one side and then out that opposite side. Do that just one more time. And now just calmly sit in the easy pose. Just go back to your normal breath. You may notice my shirt today, it's pretty small, but it says be kind, which is kind of the theme I have for today's yoga practice. Be kind to yourself, be kind to your body, be kind to others around you. Good ways to live by. So as we do the twist today, I just want you to keep a couple of things in mind. They're not good for pregnant women. You should always lengthen first. So think about elongating your spine kind of all the way down from your sacrum all the way up through the top of your head. And then also engage your core whenever we're doing twist as well. The twist will help, engaging your core will help you protect your spine and protect your body a little bit better as we're doing some of these. So we're going to start in child's pose, which is what we talked about yesterday. Child's pose is kind of a favorite restorative pose in yoga. So there's a couple ways you can do child's pose, either from wide-legged or closer with your legs together. For a lot of us, a little wider leg gives us a little more space for our chest. So come down into child's pose all the way onto the ground with both hands in front. Take a breath here. Now bring your left elbow and place it on the ground, and then bring your right hand over to meet it in prayer pose. So we're doing prayer pose to the side while keeping our head to the ground. So this is your first twist. It's kind of a nice gentle twist through the back. And the other elbow should be straight up into the air. So they're equal on both sides. And then come back up, kind of into prayer pose. Then we'll do that again on the other side, where we'll come down, put that left elbow to the ground, and then as we meet our head around on the ground where it was in child's pose. Kind of move around until you kind of get the right
motion. And for some of us, you may not be able to get your head all the way to the ground, and that's fine too. It's very restorative in yoga if we can get our head to the ground, but it's fine if you can't.
Then come back up. This time we're going to do something similar to what we did yesterday when we did thread the needle. So now we're going to come back to the ground, put that shoulder on the ground, and then that other shoulder, that arm, hand straight up into the air. So again, a nice gentle way to warm our body up to twist. Come back up. When you're doing twist also, think about, you don't really want to twist all the way down into your lower back. Twist are really meant more for the upper and the middle back, and especially the shoulders as well. Okay, and then come back up. Now we're just going to come back into a seated position. Do a little seated twist. Come into easy pose. And this time, kind of whichever is your normal foot that you put on top, put that other foot on top. Our bodies tend to get stuck into kind of the same way of thinking. So sometimes when we do something opposite, it feels good as well. So put that left hand on your right knee and just twist around to the right. Again, whenever you do twist, you should lead your chest and start from all the way from your lower part of your spine, all the way up into your head. Again, remember we talked again about lifting whenever you're doing a twist. Lifting out of your hips first, and then twisting over to that left side. Let's do that one more time on each side. Again, making sure you're concentrating on the breath during your yoga, breathing in and breathing out. Now we're going to come into a low lunge. So we're going to start with our right foot in front and our left foot behind. So just as we did yesterday, so just kind of feel comfortable in your lunge at first. Back, shoulders straight down, and then your arms in prayer pose again. Now we're going to take this left elbow and bring it around to the right side. So just as we did on the floor, the exact same thing, but the opposite way. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out here. Now come back up, and now we're going to put that right hand right on the ground, right next to our right foot, and bring our left arm straight up into the air. So some people, you may not be able to get your chest this open, and that's fine too. If you're right here or right here, that's totally fine. Whatever feels comfortable for you. But if it's too hard actually to come all the way down onto the ground, I'm introducing the blocks today. So blocks are a great way, especially if you're an experienced yogi, it's a great way to help yourself get more open in the same pose. Okay, now we're gonna change legs and bring our left leg in front and our right leg back. Just kind of enjoy being in this lunge at first. Kind of make sure you're in the right way. And then come down, and first we're going to do kind of the reverse one, where our hands are going to be in prayer, and we're going to come over and look to the left. Remember your breathing here. And now your left hand is going to be on the ground, and your right hand straight up in the air back to the right. Alright, and then just bring both feet to meet each other, and just kind of swivel around your hips. And we're going to do our first down dog, so I'm going to straighten my head up here. So from hands and knees, just point those toes to the back, bring those hips straight back up, and your head straight down. Your ears should be right in between each of your arms.
And just bringing those heels closer to the ground behind us. Really nice stretch in the lower back as well as the hamstrings. Just kind of flatten those feet out either way. I don't have a whole lot of downward dogs or flows in our program today. Bring your right foot up and then your left foot up to meet each other. Come into halfway lift and then come all the way up again. So this time we're going to stand straight, kind of straight to the front. We're actually not doing any flows today either. It's just a bunch of great twists that are going to really open up anything, especially if we've been eating bad or, you know, need our digestive system to work a little harder. This is gonna help clear everything out with all these twists. So if you have a block, great. These are great tools to help us be able to get into poses a little bit easier. So I'm gonna put this one in front of me. So I want you to come down into halfway lift. I want you to put your left hand on the ground and we're gonna bring that right arm straight up. So very similar to what we were just doing in the lunge position, but you can see how by using a block, I'm not into my hamstrings. So if you have tight hamstrings, a lot of times a block can be great. Then come back up, just kind of wiggle that out a little bit. We're going to come to the other side. Again, if you want to use your block, that's a great tool. Come back down. We're going to bring the right hand back down and your left arm straight up. I'll show you just a little bit of a variation of that pose. So arms to the side again. This time we're going to bring our left arm straight back, our right one straight up. We can try to do a bind. Actually, I don't think I can do a bind here. So, but we can bring that back hand straight to our side, to our left side, to kind of get a nicer little twist going up. You can keep that arm up if you'd like to, but either way. All right, we'll do it one more time to the other side. So bring that right hand straight down and that left arm straight up. And again, if you want to bend that elbow and bring that hand, it's kind of the back of the hand, be over towards your side. Then come back up. Take that out for a little bit. Take out your hips. We're going to come back into chair pose, which we did yesterday. So bring your feet about hips distance apart, and make sure you have a good base here. And then we're going to bring our arms straight out and our bottom straight back, like we're going to sit in a chair. Make sure you're keeping your chest lifted. Remember from the chest openers we did yesterday. Now we're going to bring those hands together in prayer. As we breathe out, come over to your right. So taking that right elbow and just kind of putting it over just above the right knee. Twisting over to the right. And coming back into chair pose. Hopefully we're feeling all those legs getting warmed up. And then we're going to come over to the left. Take another deep breath in and out here. Come back into chair pose. And then back up. Hopefully that felt good. Kind of stretch out those legs a little bit. We're going to do that one more time on each side. And sometimes I like to just kind of get my feet warmed up a little bit, just to kind of get blood flowing through the body after you do kind of an intense pose. So again, bring those arms straight up. We're going to come back and sit back into our chair. Bring those hands together in prayer. Bring that left elbow over towards the right knee. You can even bring the arms out like this as a little variation. Bring the hands back together in prayer. Come back up. Let's do that on the left side. Bring that left knee and that right elbow to meet. Bring those hands out as you're opening up to the world.
Breathe in as you come back up. And all the way up. Okay, again, kind of stretch out those legs for a minute. Okay, now I'm going to teach you a pose that we haven't tried before yet, although it's a really common yoga pose, and it's called warrior pose. So warrior pose, you take your right leg and bring it straight forward, just kind of like we did in triangle pose the other day. And that left foot, very similar to triangle pose too. Those feet are angling just a little bit to the side, but in general, you really want the middle of your heel to be in line with the middle of your foot in the back. So in the distance apart that you want to be kind of depends on your strength as far as how deep you want to go, how low you want to go to the ground. So we bring our arms straight out in warrior. Warrior is a tough pose because we want to be strong in a warrior pose. We want to feel like we're powerful people. So come into a bend at this front leg and make sure that knee is tracking outwards towards the baby toe side. And then those arms again are straight out, and we're tough and we're fierce in warrior. So this is warrior pose. We use it a lot when we do flows, or it's just one of the more popular standing poses that we have for yoga. So now we're going to take that warrior pose and we're going to revolve it. So revolved warrior looks like this. We're going to take our hands in prayer. We're going to bring it over towards that left knee. So just like we did in the last one, we're keeping our legs solid and tight and strong as we come into reverse warrior. And then come back up, come back into warrior. And now we're going to come down into a little twist on this side. So this is similar to triangle pose we did yesterday, but our leg in the front is bent. So it's another way to twist out the body. Take a couple of deep breaths here. As you breathe, you can usually come down a little bit. This is another great place for a block right here if this is difficult for you to get to the ground or anywhere close to the ground. With the strength of your abdomen, come back up again. Remember that we're trying to use our abdomen in all of these poses and all of these twisting poses. Now this time we're going to have the left foot in the front, the right foot is going to be in the back, so that heel is going to line up with the middle of the foot in the back. We're going to bring our arms out, we're going to bend that front knee, so we have a little bit of a 90 degree or close to a 90 degree. Mine doesn't quite have a 90 degree, but here we are in warrior pose. So we're strong, we're tough, we're fierce. Take a nice little deep breath here. So now we're going to revolve our warrior. We're going to bring our hands in prayer pose and twist around to the back. If this is kind of something that's not going to happen for you, you feel free to just stay up in warrior, or you can also bring that arm back down here as well. This is sometimes that variation might be easier. Either way, we're going to come back up into warrior pose, and we're going to come up into, it's similar, like I said, to triangle, but it's just a different part of, the opposite part of revolve warrior. Again, we're getting a nice twisting. Take one more breath here. Then let the strength of your abdomen come up. We're going to do it one more time to the other side, maybe a little bit quicker this time. So we come into our warrior pose. Again, we're trying just to get as deep as we can, as low as we can. Bend into that front foot, but make sure that hip is open and that knee is towards those baby toes. Bring those hands together. Come into reverse warrior. Breathe in as you come back up. Again, a little balance is required here. And then come down and twist to the front. With the strength of those abdomen muscles, come back up. Move your nice little self to the other side. Get all comfortable and fierce in your warrior. And come back over to this side. Come back up into a warrior 2. And then come back. Bring that left hand straight to the ground and that right arm straight up. Twisting our body, twisting our spine. All right. So now we're going to learn a little pose called Malasana, which is a way that we can kind of get ourselves up and down easily. This is a great one for the legs. This is not a twisting pose, but it's a good way that we're going to get down to the ground. So I'm just going to teach you this pose and then we'll stay down. So for me, for some people, you're going to want to go down quickly, or you might want to use your hands as little anchors, but come down just into a little mini squat here. And then we're going to just try to bring ourselves slowly down the whole way, keeping our feet kind of at a V here and opening our legs as much as we can. Sometimes if you come into a little bit wider Malasana, it can be easier for us. And then for some people, Malasana is going to be very difficult. So again, this is where a great block can come in handy here, and we can help to sit on this block, and it makes it a little bit easier for our muscles. So it gives you some options, but if either of those is a no-go, you can just come straight back to the ground and just enjoy sitting as well. So we're going to come into Sukhasana, which is easy pose. And just sit up tall in an easy pose. Take a deep breath in and out. And we're going to bring those hands straight up. And then again, we're going to come out of our hips. So we're trying to use as much, get as tall as we can, and then come straight over. As if someone's pulling your hands. And come over towards the ground. If this is as far as it's going to go, that's great. But if you can, sometimes if you breathe into it, you can try to bring yourself just a little bit closer towards the ground. This is a great stretch for the lower back, even for the gluteal muscles. I want you to think about coming over to the right, just kind of inching those hands over to the right. And then inching those hands over towards the left. And then come together again. Bring your nice little self back up. And hopefully you've enjoyed all of our nice twists today, opening up our body, opening up our mind. We're going to come back tomorrow. It's going to be a little more rigorous tomorrow. Today I gave you a little bit of a break. Tomorrow we're going to have do a little bit of ab exercise tomorrow. So completely different muscle groups than today, but hopefully we've wrung out your internal organs nicely so that we're getting things moving in the right way. So I invite you now to lay down on the ground, or if you're more comfortable with doing Shavasana in a seated position, that's fine with me as well. So just lay down, just kind of take a little inventory of how your body feels. You feel a little stretched out, a little more open than you did before we started. Each day you do yoga, you're opening different parts of your body, and it all kind of works together to help your body feel more alive, be able to work better. So as you concentrate on your breath, I just want you to think about what we talked about earlier about being kind. That's why I wore this shirt today. Especially with all that we're going through in our world right now, everyone has a different way of dealing with this new world that we're living in. This new time where we're spending all this time in our homes and not really being able to have physical contact with anybody besides our immediate family. It can be really tough on a lot of us. We have to honor that and recognize that that's just what's going on in our world right now. But this too shall pass and things will be different. And also just think about, that everyone's situation is different. Some people are very worried about finances. Some people might have a very small apartment that several people are living in, and other people might have a huge home. So the idea that, some people can kind of quarantine better than other people is a true thing. Some people have a much better situation than other people. So just be kind. Don't judge other people by what their actions are and how they're dealing with this difficult situation. Just be kind and generous and loving to everyone around you. Know the good can come from this situation. Just kind of take a deep breath in and really try to absorb that what's happening right now can be good. We can use it for good. We can have good days and enjoy our life. Now I invite you to sit back into easy pose. Just come up and make sure we're thinking about our posture. Thinking about sitting as straight up as we can. Feeling the effects from all the good stretching that we did today. I invite you to bring your hands into your heart, into prayer pose. As I bow to you and bow to this practice, I say namaste. The light in me sees and acknowledges the light in you. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining me.